We begin with breaking news. A former Franklin County Sheriff's deputy has been charged with murder and reckless homicide. Jason Meade shot and killed Casey Goodson Jr. 1 year ago this weekend. Thank you for joining us for 10 TV News at noon. I'm Karina Nova in for Tracy Townsend. Meade's attorney said Goodson pointed a gun at the deputy. Goodson's family says he was carrying sandwiches. Law enforcement said a gun was recovered at the scene, but Goodson's family had previously stated if he had been carrying a gun, he had a license to do so. We begin our team coverage with Lacey Crisp. She's detailing the charges that Meade is now facing. Lacey, what do we know?
Well, with his attorney, former Franklin County Sheriff's Deputy Jason Meade turned himself into the jail this morning. Now, Meade is facing 2 counts of homicide and 1 count of reckless, 2 counts of murder, and 1 count of reckless homicide. Now, December 4th last year, Jason Meade, who was a member of the U.S. Marshals Task Force, was conducting an arrest warrant when Meade's attorney, Mark Collins, says Casey Goodson drove by and started pointing a gun at people. Collins argues Meade followed Goodson to a house and screamed several times, U.S. Marshals, and for Goodson to drop the gun. Collins says there was a witness that heard those commands. Collins argues Goodson then turned and pointed a gun at Meade.
It's a proper use of force, and he had to make a split-second decision, and based on the noncompliance and based on the gun pointing back to him, he thought that there was no other option. He had to use lethal force.
And Meade will be held in the jail until his first court appearance, which is scheduled for tomorrow. Reporting live, Lacey Crisp, 10 TV News.
All right, Lacey, thank you. And we are continuing our team coverage now with Kevin Landers with Goodson's family's reaction after filing a civil rights and wrongful death lawsuit. Kevin?
Good afternoon. That federal civil rights lawsuit is directed both at the county and Meade. It claims that Meade used excessive force that caused the wrongful death of Casey Goodson. It also seeks compensatory and punitive damages. Now, several members of the Goodson family gathered to express their joy in regards to the grand jury's decision to charge Jason Meade with murder. Goodson's mother said when she heard the news, her first words were, "We got him."
This was an amazing investigation done by the DOJ. This was hours spent in.
Jason Meade will be held accountable, and Casey's death and that accountability will lead to justice for others.
Now, the federal civil lawsuit also questions why the sheriff's department allowed Meade to be part of a SWAT team after he had been restricted from having any contact with inmates. I'll have more on that federal lawsuit ahead at 5 and 6, as well as more reaction from the family. Reporting live, Kevin Landers, 10 TV News.
And as we've mentioned, Meade was a deputy with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Dallas Baldwin tells 10 TV after the grand jury indictment today, "I've reminded my staff that while everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty, the standards for being a Franklin County Sheriff's deputy must be even higher than that of our criminal justice system." Make sure you stay with our 10 TV News coverage for more information as it comes into our newsroom. This is a developing story. We'll have more team coverage starting at 5 o'clock tonight.